as good entirely, which is frustrating and annoying. Like I'm even like somewhat translucent here compared to the NVIDIA Broadcast app, but that is NVIDIA's still updating the plugin and things like that. But it is an option available too. I haven't actually seen this translucency issue before. So maybe it's a new issue exclusive to my setup, or maybe because I was screwing around with this threshold thing. Yeah, now. Okay, now I'm not translucent anymore. It's weird. Setting it to max actually. Okay, so you do want to, fine tune it a bit. There we go. I think had I left it alone, I would have been fine. But since I mess with it, now I have to tinker with it further. We'll leave it out there. So that is the option if you want to fake it and you are a NVIDIA user. If you are not an NVIDIA user and you want to do it the right way, so I'm going to give Riley I'm an NVIDIA user and you want to do it the right way, and you want to do it the right way, tell me I'm house. Check this out. Right way. I know it. Move. Oriented, calm, that's the sign. Oriented, that's the sign. Oriented,
If you have tried multiple oral antidepressants,
Well, obviously, again, I have mentioned before, my setup is not optimized for green screen uses, both in the physical layout of it, for the screen is but also in the live layout. I don't over enough thing like can't illustrate something about but the physical visualization of the value does. So when I set up color scheme, what color scheme? You get the results based on the size of color you want, but being able to available literally, which means field what more could they have to live? So you want to good things and warehouse it up. These dots, where it comes with bunks, the Dolphins program, and then we just sent out. And very clear cut.
A magenta screen or a custom color, then you can eyedrop the color that you have. Mine's already selected here from green screen. You have a bunch of different sliders. Do not freak out. These are actually fairly simple, and you can see them immediately reflected in your key as you go. It's better to look at the black preview than the background preview. So for now, just leave this up. Similarity is it's going to detect colors similar to chroma green, and it's going to expand how many colors it detects. This is useful because you can see here I have a green outline and there's some green fuzz over here in the shadows. This is because I have a big old shadow because my lighting's not built for this, but we can improve our results by sliding up this slider. Now you do not want to go too far because eventually it will just detect everything as chroma green. And in fact, that kind of bugged out a little bit. We only want to go a little bit above so that we don't have that little marching ant style green outline around me. And then smoothness is going to adjust basically how it transitions from the keyed out background to your normal colors. So if we turn this all the way down, you can see here we get some harsh, instead of green, it's almost white on the outline.
It's still kind of smoother edge. So we do want to turn that up a little bit so that we blend in a little bit better, but we don't want to get absorbed. So then we'll start absorbing your skin or your shirt, reflections or whatever. We don't want to do that.
Opacity is just your overall opacity of your video. There are very few scenarios, especially for a standard webcam, where you'd ever want this anything other than 100, because then you'd see through yourself. And then you have basic contrast, brightness, and gamma, which is basically your white level control over just the final image. So I can crank that contrast a bit to make it pop a little bit more. We don't really need more brightness. About there. Now you can see here, some of this looks terrible, and that is okay. Do not freak out yet. Part of it is, of course, the green screen does not take up my whole background. So to prep for that, you want to hold Alt on your keyboard, select your webcam source, hold Alt, and we're going to crop out the areas that are not my green screen. Just an easy way to start so we don't run into issues. But now, obviously, we need to fix this. We could not see this part with the black preview. I said to start with the black preview so you could see your outlines, but then this part, all of this, we need to tweak some more in the filter. So we're going to go to Filters, Edit Filter again. And this time we're going to pull up a preview next to our stream preview here so we can really start playing around with this. Because we do not, like I said, want to get Thanos snapped out of our video. And there we go. Right away, just tweaking that similarity slider a little bit, we're looking a lot better. The only major complaint, especially for, I did this in what, like 3 minutes? I have we're going to talk about lighting in a sec. My only complaints I have about this, obviously, since I have to crop, my arms get cropped off. That is something you will have to figure out with your space. I cannot get the screen closer to me because I have an L desk, blah, blah, blah. I've already disclosed all that. The only complaint I have about the final image, especially given that we just spent only 3 minutes on this, is the shadow noise right there. And that is because that is a big dark spot and I have no lights here. For green screens, you need some good quality lighting, and it's not necessarily about the quality so much as how you use it, because I have a big soft key light here providing my primary light, which does a great job, and I get that nice soft shadow fall off. And then I have a rim light up here that highlights the back of my head and helps separate me from the background. That kind of light that I have up above me is very important, because the more your head falls into shadow or has the green of your green screen bounce back off of it, the more you will start to meld into the background, and it will be very hard to actually separate your proper silhouette. So you need at least one main light on you to light you. You need a background hair light, rim light to separate you, and it does part of the job of lighting your green screen. If we turn off the filter here real quick, it's contributing to lighting the green screen up here. But since I'm only using a 2-light setup, because I don't like the traditional 3-point lighting, blah, 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 we end up with this dark spot because my main key light is here, falls off. The deepest shadow is over here because it's also clipping half of my desk. In fact, let's show it in, things are a mess, as I said, but let's just, so there's you. There's my main key light shining bright and an open window to give me nice soft light here. Down here, shadow. Up there, rim light. So we need a secondary light source here-ish that can feed into the shadow area. Understand? So I'm going to go get a light tube to demonstrate this. So I've got a secondary light. This is going to influence how my webcam ends up looking a little bit here. Put it about there. That helps with more evenly lighting me in the upper half of the green screen. The darker half, it's still kind of clipping on the desk. We're going to turn our filter back on. And if you already have lighting set up for your stream, you may need to tweak it in order to have a good looking green screen setup as a result. You can see here, we still get some noise there. If I move it a little this way, it's all about just finding the right positioning that doesn't make you look too horrible. Now I'm getting that double nose shadow, which doesn't look great. Or I could just plop it in the floor and point it at the green screen.
We really needed that power slide.
Check this out. Slide it.
Boom. That's fire. Can I try? Send me this red muscle car. Cinematic.
That's the shot.
LinkedIn is pretty great for discussing the latest ideas. We cannot stop your brother-in-law from discussing his ideas.
I call it the swimming desk. It's work up here and swim down there.
We can help you explore new roles. We cannot help if the patients still don't know the row closest in the back. Yikes. And while we can't stop what's growing in the office fridge,
Ew.
LinkedIn can help you grow in your career. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
And there it's mostly gone. What you're actually seeing in that bottom corner, I think at this point, is actually my fan that's blowing air to help cool me off because we are in the middle of a giant heat wave right now. So I literally just set that in the floor to light the green screen. And I do this because proper, like, professional green screen setups have dedicated lighting rigged for the subject and then secondary lighting for the green screen. And often those are at different color temperatures, so you can key a lot more effectively. We make it very simple here in the independent streaming side of things, but that is how it's traditionally rigged up. And now I am removed from my background with no real additional processing power required. Green screening uses a little bit of CPU, but it's not a super intense machine learning based process like NVIDIA Broadcast is. So it's actually a lot lighter weight. It's just more physically and technically demanding on you, the streamer, to figure out. Now that was with the chroma key filter. A lot of people will actually have better results with color key. So we will try that out real quick. Add filter, color key. And by default, it may not detect anything at all for you. Yeah, you can see here that corner, that bottom corner, that noise is not a green screen. That is my fan. So it says green. I'm going to say custom color. And we're going to pick something kind of middle of what my green screen looks like. And then we're really going to have to play with similarity. By default on color key, or on chroma key, the similarity defaulted to 400. So we have a lot of room to play with. And you can see we actually have a hotspot now from where we put that light in. So I may need to turn it down. All right, I turned that light down. We're looking a little bit better here. But you can see here as we dial up the similarity on color key to try to make it more towards what it was before, we're actually losing a lot. So I'm going to say in this, I'd actually recommend perhaps just using chroma key instead. I've heard of a lot of people having better results with color key. And I'm getting nowhere near the same results we got with chroma key. So I'm going to stick with chroma key for me. And right away, even the default settings now end up looking a lot. There was a third slider I did not cover, and that is key color spill reduction. And that is another slider to help if you have a lot of, I am sitting pretty far from my green screen. If you sit pretty close to it, you will actually have, especially if it's brightly lit, you will have some green light shine back on you. That is to help tame that. So it just kind of cleans up your edges a little bit. We don't need too much tweaking now that we got that extra light in there. It's looking pretty good. It does affect our shirt a little bit here. You can see the background kind of phase through our shirt because there are some greenish tints in there, but not a whole lot we can do about that. You do have to pick your clothes based on the color screen that you're using. But that's a few different ways that you can remove your background in Streamlabs Desktop so that you can live in your own virtual world, hide your mess, whatever. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be probably doing it this way for the rest of the course here so I don't have to move anything. Let me know what questions you have about Streamlabs Desktop in the comment section down below. Thank you for your support on this series, and thank you to Streamlabs for sponsoring this tutorial course. That way, I want to cover every streaming related program I can. That's been my goal for 12 years now, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Remember to be kind, rewind.
I just need to make my video, as cool as the collection. What about Subway meets Forest? Let's see what Firefly can do. I should come from the middle of the jungle.
It's me, shrugging emoji. What if my tuition goes up while earning my degree?
At University of Phoenix, it's locked in till you graduate your program.
Locked in?
I'll make sure of it.
Lock in affordable tuition at University of Phoenix.
Cinema cameras are expensive, the most popular ones costing around $100,000. But that's just for the camera. Wait till you see how much the lenses cost. That's like a house. I don't really want to buy a house. But luckily, I don't have to, because I found a much more affordable option on Amazon. Introducing the Kids Camera Video Camcorder, a state-of-the-art piece of filmmaking technology that costs only $9 with a coupon. And over the next few days, I'll be attempting to film a real movie with it. That means I need to write a script, find a crew, direct, shoot, edit, and export a finished film, all while using a $9 camera that has puppy paw prints on it. So the question is, can this even be done? I actually have no idea. Let's find out. So first things first, I need to make sure this thing actually functions. According to the Amazon listing, it shoots HD video, which is very hard to believe. I mean, look at this picture. There is zero chance that that image was captured with this camera. It's time to hit the power button. I'm not fully confident this thing's gonna turn on. It was $9. No way. No way. What is this menu screen? Are there games? Okay, big deal. This camera has games on it. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna play them because I have a movie to make. So I did end up playing the games for a little bit, and they were actually really fun, but the real test is the image quality. So after gaming for a bit, I switched to video mode and I started filming. In order to make a movie with this thing, I need to know its strengths and weaknesses. So I went around my house and filmed a ton of test footage. Now all that's left to do is dump it onto the computer and see how it looks.
I can't think of what it's named, but go to find your network.
I don't want to film the whole video and then realize I can't even access the footage.
Yeah.
So. Okay, stop the sad music. It's too early to get pessimistic because even though the SD card reader doesn't work, there's still another method that I haven't tried, and that's using a cable to plug the camera in directly. Please, 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 please. And we're live. And the footage looks about what you'd expect for $9. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but, you know, it's definitely not good. Ignore what I just said, but in my defense, the footage looked pretty good on the little flip out screen, but once I watched it on the computer, I realized that I got scammed. Remember how the Amazon listing said the camera shoots high definition video? Well, it definitely does not. For example, the video you're watching right now is what HD video looks like. It has a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. In comparison, the Kids Camera video camcorder shoots 640 by 480 pixels.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44. Describe it. And it's real. One thought leads to more thoughts. Layer by layer, taking shape. When you need your tools, bring them in. They just click. Okay, kick it up a notch. Create something smarter, something powerful. Style counts, so give it your touch. Big or small. Next idea hits at 2 a.m. Of course it does. Keep building. Ask yourself, wait, I built this? Damn right. Base 44. Build it your way.
Introducing a revolutionary experience for developers. A great sleep score. Azure DevOps and Defender for Cloud catch security issues, so you can catch more Z's.
Which looks like this. A very cute, small, definitely not HD video. So in order to make the footage fill the screen, I have to zoom it in 225%, which unfortunately makes the image quality even worse. It makes the task of using it for a movie even that more challenging. I'm really gonna have to get creative here because this looks horrible. First things first, I need to find out what kind of movie I can even make with this camera. Because as we just saw, this footage isn't exactly beautiful. But then I remembered, there's an entire genre of movies that thrive using low resolution cameras. Most of these movies are either found footage thrillers or experimental films that use webcams, GoPros, and even doorbell cameras. For my movie, I'm gonna have it take place through the lens of a home security system. So it's gonna be a little spooky. Well, if I do my job right, it's gonna be spooky, okay? The pressure is on me. I have to deliver. We'll see if I can. Here's my idea. It starts off with a man, played by me, who installs a brand new state-of-the-art home security system in his house. And everything seems to be going great. But like most movies, there's a bit of a twist, and things aren't exactly as they seem. The story takes a bit of a wild turn when the man, still played by me, gets an unexpected visitor at night. And this is footage of me just writing the script and making a storyboard, which took several hours, but I'm just glossing over it so we can get to the fun part. You see me? Amazing. You know, I didn't expect this to come, I wasn't expecting this. I know it probably looks like I'm just talking to myself here, which I am, but I won't be in the movie. You see, this security camera is state of the art, which means it has live surveillance built in. So once I start editing, I'll add the voice of a character named Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm a technician for the security company, and I'm helping Isaac set up his brand new cameras. I don't have any hidden motives, and my character is definitely not up to anything nefarious.
Yeah, that's who I'm supposed to be talking to here. But for now, I'm stuck talking to myself, which I found to be a lot harder than I anticipated. And I know I keep saying this, but this image quality is so bad. Just because the image quality is horrible doesn't mean we can't make a quality movie, because I have a magical trick that I can use, and it's called sound design. Now look, I'm not an expert in sound design by any means, so I am so excited to be partnering up with Skillshare. Skillshare has a ton of classes for filmmakers, and recently I've been taking one called The Art of Film Sound Design. I've been learning a ton about Foley and recording my own sound effects for my films. It's helped my audio from sounding amateur to sounding like an actual movie. So as you can tell, I really enjoy recording my own sound effects, and Skillshare classes are just helping me make them sound even better. If you want to learn the ins and outs of sound design, cinematography, editing, or anything film related, Skillshare probably has a class for you. And the first 500 people to use my link in the description get a 1-month free trial. So start today. You can see me? Amazing. This feels so weird. I think I need somebody actually here to read the script to me. It'd be so nice if I had a roommate that would help. You are gonna be playing the role of Dave. Dave is a human, but Dave is also behind the camera, so you never see him. God, I think I forgot to take the lens cap off. Oh,
There you are.
you can see me?
Crystal clear. And it looks like the other rooms are set up as well.
Perfect. We flipped through the house, the kitchen, a dining room, the hallway, back into the living room. I don't know how long it records for. There was also this thing on Amazon that said if it gets jammed, put like a pin in this little hole to reset it. So that's not inspiring the most confidence. But all we can really do is just hope we don't run into any issues. So Nick and I just kept rolling through the script, and after an hour, we finished the opening scene. Okay, it's nighttime now, and that's a wrap on day 1. The second, and what I thought was the final day of filming, was going great, and the camera was handling the shoot like a champ. But that's when I realized I made a huge mistake. I completely forgot about filming the final scene. Literally the most important part of the movie. You guys remember when I said we were done filming? We're not done.
I'm so excited.
He's gonna be Dave. Wait, what's your... Steve. I don't even know your name.
Is this Steve?
Steve. We have postponed the shoot 2 weeks to get mine and Hunter's schedules to line up.
A lot of pressure.
The pressure's on.
I haven't even looked at the script.
Yeah. Okay. Turn the cameras on. All right, 2 weeks later, and we're finally filming the last scene. And if you remember from the intro of the video, Steve is the guy that visits me at night. He plays an important role, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. For now, we just need to film the final shot, which ended up taking forever because neither of us could really hold it together while looking at the toy camera.
The kid's toy. That's what you thought this was a security camera. Wait, what's mine? That's the most insane thing ever to walk in. You already set it up, dude.
Yeah, they just sent it to me. It seemed legit.
Why'd you have to get that one?
So we eventually pulled it together and were able to get a few takes in without laughing. And just like that, the whole movie was shot. Now all that's left to do is dump the footage. And unfortunately, the camera had other plans. All right, this is actually kind of concerning.
Bro, I can't do that line again. I'm gonna mess it up.
Come on.
Come on, baby.
Oh! Flashlights appeared. There's gotta be tension somehow. Tension is exactly what this camera provides. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to use, but being able to access the files kind of feels like a gamble. Luckily for us, we got all...
Hey, it's Cecilia. Want to join me on Saturday? We can hire a guide and the weather looks perfect. Well, mostly. I don't know. Some things are just better shared. Anyway, call me back.
Riding is freedom, but it comes with responsibility. Follow the rules of the road, wear a helmet, and make sure your equipment and skills are up to speed. Ride safe, New York. This message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
All our footage saved, and it was time to say goodbye to the crew and move on to editing. Alright, so I have a few ideas to make this grainy, low-quality footage look a little bit more interesting. You might have noticed that the date and time is burned into all the shots from the camera. And I don't want that, especially because it still says it's 2022. So the first thing I'm doing is making some security graphics that we can cover up the date with. Much better. I'm also adding a little audio animation that will pop up whenever we hear Dave talk through the camera. And I know these are pretty small changes, but I find that little adjustments like these can make or break a film. At this point, editing was going great, but suddenly, tragedy struck. Some of the footage is corrupted.
Alright, and now I'm back.
I would be really mad, but then I keep remembering that I filmed this on a $9 camera. Let me show you what the problem is. Out of the 13 takes we filmed, we only did one with the lights turned off. We should try one without this light on, just to have one dark one. Yeah. This was by far our best take. The script felt natural, and overall, it was just scarier, and the mood felt better than the shots with the lights on. But it wasn't until I started editing that I noticed something strange. Did you see that? Let me play it again.
Dude, what we've been waiting for, y'all president, you know. Right. We've been trying to get you to this White House forever. You the rightful chosen king. Like, thinking about you're smart. You know, and you'll be like, what? And then you'll be like, yeah, sit down and say, and then you'll be like, you're all kid, you're all God, you know, look at that chain, look at the calculate, look at the video. They kill them, they came from, you got tortured or video. They go from their own 49, oil beat them up. They take one with their own blood, and I was being president. And they one with their own blood. Know what I'm saying? You're right. Right. Yeah. Should be on the table. Should be on the table. He's all, let's start on the stairs. It's like, could be. Hi. Great. Sugar tennis. Great. Sugar nibble. And then the addition called drives and fate. That's sugar nibble. They were also English and English and depth. The version of it can be named pretended. English not English abandoned. Much of rabbit been named pretended. English not English what is walking. Action went to English not English what is go to bank to find the internet bloody the rocket go in that one of the night the internet bloody the rocket go in that one of the night the internet bloody the rocket. Are you hearing something right now? What is it? That was wild. All right, let's see. Doing a little bit more tests. Doing a little bit more tests. That the viewers what have to say. I'll think that the viewers what have to say. I'll think that the viewers what have to say. I'll think that the viewers what have to say. I'll think that the viewers what have to say. I'll think. What are you saying? I'll think. What are you saying? I'll think. What are you saying? Okay, what is it picking up that it just keeps going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over? That it just keeps going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over. Just keep going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over. Just keep going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over. Keep going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over. Keep going into this crazy loop of going over and over and over. Oh, that's crazy over, over and over and over. Oh, that's crazy. I just continually sound stupider every time it goes through the iteration. I sound dumber and dumber and dumber. It goes through the iteration. I sound dumber and dumber and dumber. It goes through the iteration. I sound dumber and dumber and dumber. The iteration. I sound dumber and dumber and dumber. The iteration. I dog dumber and dumber and dumber. I dog dumber and dumber and dumber. Okay, stop it. I dog dumber.
AI gives you a list. ABX executes the
AI
work.
gives you a list.
Genie ABX.
ABX
Autonomous
executes.
business
All right,
execution.
now I spoke over it. What does it sound like? Let me lower this back down so I can reset the values because that should be bugging. Now we bring it back up.
$225 million.
And now
That's
that
how
I'm
much
bringing
it
it back
costs
up,
to
I'm
make the
gonna
new
just keep talking
Superman
to it.
movie. And I'm
1,
going to
2, 3,
recreate it
4,
right
5,
here
6, 7,
in
8,
this
9,
room
10, 11,
with a
12,
lot
13.
less money. That's right. For
14,
the next few
15,
days, I'll be
test,
turning my
test.
house into a DIY movie set as I attempt to recreate the most iconic and expensive
DIY
shots from the
movie set.
Superman
As I
movie,
attempt to
including a
recreate
few
the
that
most
I didn't even
iconic
know
and
were
expensive
possible. All right, so you can't recreate Superman without a suit.
Alright, now I need to
have a
be
suit.
brighter.
I found this one on a website that honestly I thought might be a scam because it didn't look super official, but turns out it was real and I'm kind of impressed with the quality. So let's try it on and see how this thing fits.
This is it, the pivotal moment where Isaac tries his new suit, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty dang good. However, the suit is just one piece of the puzzle, but if Isaac wants to create a recreation worth watching, he's going to need help, and a lot of it.
All right, so the narrator just made a great point. In order to pull this off, I'm gonna need some help. This is my childhood friend Levi. Growing up, we spent countless hours making videos together, and we even got one into a film festival. Since then, we've both moved to different states, and we rarely get to see each other. But when I decided to recreate Superman, I knew exactly who to call. And even though we haven't seen each other in years, it wasn't awkward at all. Okay, so I think we filmed the whole thing in this room.
Okay. What about the fan?
The fan might be a problem. I think though we don't need to move it if we can mount like the rope in between the blades.
Oh yeah, true.
You might be wondering why we're talking about a ceiling fan. Well, to answer that question, let's rewind to 1978 when the first Superman movie came out. This was one of the first superhero movies to ever use a flying rig. Basically, actors would soar through the air on wires that would later be painted out in editing. Fast forward to 2025 and honestly not much has changed. The actors are still strapped into hidden harnesses dangling from wires. So naturally, I want to do this too. However, there's one major problem. You can't just buy a Hollywood flying rig on the internet. No, they're custom built by stunt teams because without proper supervision, it's extremely dangerous. And not to mention,
I'm learning
very
from the
expensive.
masters
So
right
I
now.
did the responsible thing and I decided to build my own. And it's going right in between my ceiling fan. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, Isaac, you're really smart. How did you learn to engineer this specialty Hollywood stunt equipment? Well, it's simple, really. I just FaceTimed my brother, and he told me exactly what to do.
This is called a girth hitch, and the nice thing about this girth hitch is you can
move it, just slack this up, and move it left or right on the line.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't code.
God.
Interesting.
Nina just built an app. Impossible.
I can now.
God,
So you're saying we can all build?
Way lower that.
I'm on lunch.
I gotta make a call.
I'll be right back.
Just built an
Now that I have the computer right here next to me,
A workflow manager that
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
what I can do is
Duty schedule.
do a little bit of the editing.
just built a
I just
performance
created a goal
manager.
tracking system.
We built the same thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Can this thing manage content? Is this SOC 2 compliant?
I want to animate this graph. Create a party planner.
Oh no, that's
An inter-office dating app.
this guy.
For dogs. For office dogs. You know what I mean?
We're looking for adults 45 and under to be in our HPV vaccination ad. Sound like you?
Not me. In a relationship.
If you're sexually active and unvaccinated, it could still be you.
I'm too old.
If you're under 45, you're not. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers.
Wow.
Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain HPV-related cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers, and genital warts.
Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and doesn't treat cancer or HPV infection. These diseases may have
like just as a little bonus,
Your doctor may
a
recommend
bonus,
screening
and
for
genital
certain
warts.
HPV-related cancers. Routine cervical cancer screenings are still needed. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you're allergic to the vaccine, its ingredients, or yeast. Tell your doctor
But
if you have a
before I
weakened immune
die, we're
system,
gonna
are
get up to like
pregnant, or plan to
Gardasil
be.
14.
The most common
14.
side effects
Well,
include
like,
injection
touch
site
wood, 'cause
reactions,
that's not even that
headache,
high.
fever,
Like,
nausea,
Gardasil
dizziness,
6,
tiredness,
7.
diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore
We're gonna
throat.
get up to Gardasil
Fainting
6,
can also
7.
happen.
Help protect yourself against certain HPV-related cancers. Talk to a doctor or pharmacist today.
Now that we have all our supplies, we can finally start filming. Bro, this makes no sense. It should clear up, right? Dude, that was close. This whole opening scene takes place right here. This rain came out of nowhere, and it's a problem because even though we're building our flying rig inside, we're still relying on the sun to light our shots. And right now, it's just too dark to film. Not to mention, we have several shots to film outside as well. And if that wasn't stressful enough, here's the biggest problem. Levi is only here for 2.5 days, so we have a little over 48 hours to shoot and edit.
Every now and then I lose a little bit of hair, but that's all right. Hey, Leo Hasty. What am I doing? I am trying to fix like lighting
It's go
for
time.
my
We've got a ton of
my
shots to
character's
recreate,
self,
and first up
and,
is this
get
one.
sound checked and stuff like that. And
Now, since
so
we're filming this
I
at my
don't
house, we're
believe
taking
there's a
some
way to
creative
do that
liberties,
without
but the goal is to
actually
get it as
streaming.
close as possible
So,
with what we have.
Okay, so basically what we're gonna do with this shot is film Isaac on the green screen, remove the background with a clean plate of the house, and then in After Effects we are going to just do like a digital camera tilt as he flies up in the sky.
And if none of that made any
like
sense,
right now,
don't worry about it.
Right
Here's
now,
what it's gonna
they're
look
letting
like.
me do it. They're letting me do it, but I don't know if I could do that like long term.
Shows my
But, like,
feet.
we
I'm
got a
looking at
couple
them,
games to
and then
play.
I look up.
I don't know if I play anything
Boom.
too popular,
Launch into it.
but
Launch
you know,
there.
a couple
In
of
the
games
air.
to play.
Yeah. Launch into the
What are
air.
you doing?
I'm very good at speaking.
Leo, what are you doing?
That was good. Dude. Okay, so this shot, I'm hoisting myself up so that it looks like I'm levitating in the air. This is a cheap,
you hear
easy,
me?
practical way to make it look like you're flying without actually having an expensive
Can you hear
harness
me?
or anything on. Hopefully we can pull it off because we have no other option. Take a tiny step to your left.
Yeah, okay, you can hear me.
Rolling and action.
Trying to sleep? Yeah, I get that.
Nice. Dude, that actually looks sick. So far, the opening shots are looking great, but since
What
we got a
time is it
late
where you are?
start, the sun's already starting to set. So while we still have some daylight, we're grabbing the final
Let me
exterior
lower,
shot on my
let me lower
roof, and we'll
the,
get the flying rig set up
the
tomorrow.
video a
The
little
idea
bit
here
so
is that
you
the
can
leaf
hear me a little
blower
better.
wind tunnel
I had them
will
kind of
make it look
equal.
like I'm flying up in the air, 'cause without it, the footage looks
So,
like
where are you from and what time is
it's
it?
pretty horrible, but with the leaf blower, the footage looks like this. So we spent the rest of day one editing together the scene we shot. And the nice thing about having Levi here is that he's working on the green screen stuff, which is awesome because he's much more skilled than me.
Germany.
That's something I really need to work on. But for now, we're focused on tomorrow. Because
And it's 1:25 a.m. I assume, in Germany. Wow, that's a nice ways away. Well, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. Hello from Brooklyn. From Brooklyn. You know, official Brooklyn hellos. You're from Brooklyn. From Brooklyn. But other than that, like, just testing some stuff out. Trying to get the channel rolling again. And this will be my third or fourth attempt at YouTube. Same channel. Same channel. I don't know if I have it in me to just continually start new channels. That's like, I think that's a fool's errand unless you already have motion. When you have motion, then you can have some people jump over to the new channel. Like even if it's just like 100, 200, 1,000 people, then when you make a new channel and they jump over, like it really helps the traction. Just like I appreciate you talking in the chat, it really helps the traction.
Suspended in the air, which will make the flying movement look a lot more realistic. And hopefully it will look just like these shots from the movie. However, this can only happen
Yeah, 1:25 a.m. Yeah.
Right now it's still
01:2500. 01:25. That's after 24. After 2400, it's 0100. And then you're at 01:25. I get you. We don't really use the 24-hour clock here. That's considered military time. In the States, it's considered military time. But we do know how to tell it mostly. Like if you hit me with like 1700, I think that's like 8 o'clock. Could be wrong though. That's what our heart looks like. You can throw hearts up? That's crazy.
Okay, the room is ready, everything is set up. Only thing I don't have is the harness, which just so happens to be the most important thing for this entire show.
Okay, other than that, how old are you? And what do you do? Do you work?
To pass the time, but that's when we got hit with the worst news yet.
Are you old enough to work? Do you have kids? Are you a father? Are you a mother? Leo Hayes, you're probably not a mother. So, are you a father? Or are you just a son?
So they pretty much just canceling the delivery a day. Yeah. Well, plan B?
Plan B is figure out another solution. And that, my friends, has to be the worst quote of all time. Honestly, it's not even a quote.
I can't say my age on here. Alright, bro. You can keep that on the hush hush. That either means that you're extremely old, which you're probably not extremely old. So you're probably like, I don't know, underage. You're underage. You're definitely underage. But like, how underage? If you're like, I can't say. Probably like 13. Probably like 13, I say. And it's it's Friday. It's Friday. It's still Friday where you are. So You know, I assume that you're gonna be off school tomorrow.
All I'm visualizing is just boom.
Yeah, man, I'm good at what I do. I'm good at what I do. Unless you're saying I can guess, like you're telling me I can guess, because if it's not 13, let me take one more guess. If in fact that's what you're saying, if you're saying I can guess. If you're not 13, I'm gonna say 9. 9 years old. Leo.
Okay. It feels like there's a lot of stretch.
And I'm a Leo too.
Yeah, it's gonna stretch. There.
Older than 9 or older than 13? And now I'm gonna wait for you to answer. I'm not gonna guess another number. Older than 9 or older than 13?
Not so great situation into a relatively decent situation. The flying rig works, but before we
Okay, older than 13. All right, so then why would you not want to say? Because 13 is probably like the youngest age where we would still consider you like young, where you wouldn't want to say your age, I guess. So like, what, like 16? 15? I mean, it could just be 14 now that I'm skipping the one number, but I'm gonna say 15 now.
And that's why I built my own. Not because I'm one of the biggest creators, it's just if they're doing it, it's probably a good idea. A .store URL instantly makes it clear that this is where you go to get stuff. It's a lot more memorable than a bunch of random letters and numbers and a link. If you're a creator who just started selling online, or if you're planning to, you're gonna want to lock in your .store domain before...
One older than 15 or one older than the 13? I'm gonna stop getting confused. So I'm gonna say you're 16.
Wow, Isaac, that's a great deal.
So you can download the footage and use it to practice your own visual effects. And I want
15.
So please, send it to me. And a huge special thank you to .store for sponsoring this video. Oh my gosh. This is flying shot number 1, take 1. Action.
Ouch.
Flying shot 2, take 2.
Oh, you're 16. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, Leo, do you have a YouTube channel of your own? Do you have dreams of being a YouTuber? I mean, I think everybody's got dreams of being a YouTuber at this point. But, like, do you have dreams of being a YouTuber? Or are you just a... cool. So you just a viewer. And, you know, I was a viewer for years. I'm still a viewer now. I'm watching right now. I think that's what I love about YouTube and YouTubers is that like we're I mean, for lack of a better term, we're getting high on our own supply out here, like, you know, and we're loving it. You know, the same thing we consume, we produce, and I'm not producing enough content. And I just got another camera. This camera shoots in like 8K. It's very limited in what it can do with in terms of some other features, but it shoots in like 8K. And now I need lights. My lighting is poor. I look okay. But the lighting is poor.
Voice shaking? No, like this is nothing for me. Okay. Okay, one thing's for certain. Working with a cape is a nightmare. Pretty much every problem we ran into during these shots came down to for this one, it had to fly.
I don't mean to farm your responses, but I do need a lot more engagement, and I appreciate the crap out of you being here. Like I got like a moderator position like that I could easily throw you away, since you're like one of the first people to come around in this new attempt at YouTube again. If you want to stay around, if you feel like coming around and doing things, it depends on what you're into. Cause I'm into a lot of stuff. Cause you might be around now, but you might float like the wind when we're doing something. You might not be interested in what we're doing. But I can do things you're interested in, and that can keep you around. Like, you know, like how streamers do. They do a lot of things. Like, right? I got ADD, so I don't know if I got the ADHD anymore, cause the hyper lost a little bit of the hyper. Still hype, but I lost a little bit of the hyper. Still got the ADD part. So, you know, we jump from topic to topic.
founder, you start scrappy. You have to, and I live that. Pull 2 on-editors in a weekend to launch Cody Decks and make sure.
And if you're not subscribed already, like if you happen to not be subscribed and you just rolling through, you know, give the bell a ring. Like I need some feedback on what kind of videos to make that, like, you know, I want to build an audience. I want to build some more people to come around and kick it with you. Like, you know, but like I need to know what kind of stuff you guys might want to see that's going to bring people around. And what are you into that you think might bring around more people? And then I can start from there, because I like that. And then, you know, you can wind up coming to some other topics that you didn't know you were into, because I'm going to do the same thing for other people and cater to them in that way to the best of my ability. Play some games that I normally wouldn't play.
These two can be those can be like on this setup. That is the top down. Maybe we can try it. That we got. I'll get with the model.
Flying shot 3. Am I the shot?
You can answer however you want with whatever thing you want to, and we can move from there.
So I'm gonna play some relaxing jazz music to help counter the chaos. Long story short, the cape is causing problems again. Shocker, I know. But in order to make it look good, we need more wind. I'm wondering if it looks like I'm not laying down enough. You see, we're trying to replicate this shot from the movie, but our single leaf blower isn't producing enough air to do the job. What are we doing? We're trying to get the cape.
I guess you're gone.
Really hard. And that's where the music comes in.
Okay, well, subscribe to the channel and come back around.
After trying a bunch of different
So you could be a moderator if you want.
Ryan hitting my face with the leaf blower and Levi shaking the cape with his hands. And honestly, once again,
And if you don't go to sleep, you know, come back, because I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be testing out the stream. After I'm done testing this out, I'm going to do a real stream, and I'm going to probably start playing a game. But I'll catch you later.
Honestly, at this point, I think I'm just getting loopy from all the wind hitting my face.
Brooklyn shit, deuces.
Being kind of relentless, and I'm starting to hate leaf blowers. Also, remember the fan from earlier? Well, it's actually starting to be a problem.
That was cool. I like talking to people.
That's actually scary.
It's so much easier to stream when there's someone to talk to.
We haven't edited any of these green screen clips so far. The whole harness issue set us way behind schedule, and now the clock is ticking.
All right, so now
tomorrow, and we're not even close to being done. But fortunately, this is one of the last shots we need to get.
Let's just change some titles.
So in order to get my full body in the frame, we essentially need the camera to be all the way up to the ceiling, hence the ceiling fan problem. But once we capture this one, Levi and I can do the rest ourselves, which is good because I kind of feel bad for making my friends work on a Saturday. I think they had fun though, and the shot actually looks pretty cool.
You got that.
Half this,
Got that.
this,
Squeeze that.
this,
That.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the shots are shot, but we should like eat food or something.
Hi, welcome to Secretary. What can I get started for you?
Hey, could I do a chicken burger, please? I feel like I'm getting better at VFX stuff, which is great. Ooh, thank you.
Very good. Yeah, really good.
I feel like so often now in my videos, I find myself playing with toys and action figures, and I promise I'm not just buying these to have fun. Although I do enjoy them, okay? I'm not gonna pretend that I don't. But I just think little models like these are one of the coolest ways to achieve Hollywood-level effects from home. For example, remember the shot I showed earlier of me flying into the air? Well, that's not actually me. That's actually this toy Superman. We just stitched him into the footage to make it look like me. Before we started filming, this was one of the shots that I was most nervous about because because I knew we wouldn't be able to film myself suspended in the air from that angle. But sometimes you just need to think outside of the box. All this shot really needed was a $9 Superman toy from Amazon and a little creative camera work. And voila, you have something that looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. You guys, it is 8 p.m. I get an Amazon package. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything else. It's the harness. What were they doing with this thing that they couldn't have said it like 8 hours ago? Oh.
It's insane.
It's annoying that I have this, but it also makes me very proud that we were able to film the scene without it. I'm still gonna return this. I apologize, I didn't realize that the mic on my camera was muted for this entire introduction shot we filmed. The pressure of finishing this before Levi leaves today is making me sloppy. But anyway, here's where we're at. Last night, we stayed up way too late.
Yay, we got our first interaction in a long time. Yay.
The problem that we kept running
Yay.
shots just didn't feel nearly as
Our first interaction in a long time.
This is probably because we didn't have as much wind as they did. Turns out one electric leaf blower can only get you so far. So to combat this, we added flying snowflakes to all our footage. Adding snow made the flying feel way faster, but it also added even more editing to our plate, which leads us to where we are right now. We have 4 shots left to do in 4 hours. We aren't.
It's a good thing I prefer YouTube over Twitch, because YouTube is working flawlessly, whereas Twitch,
you might be wondering why we're in such a rush. After all, Levi
Twitch is fronting on
I
me.
could work on this myself for another week, but that's not really the point. You see, I used to fall into the trap of perfectionism, and I would spend months or even years dragging out
Look,
one
the border.
single project. But lately, I found that
The
finishing
border of the
projects
video.
quickly is far more fulfilling than spending way too much time on one. So if you're like me and struggle with procrastination and perfectionism, my best advice is to
This
set
camera
aside
is way better.
You'd be surprised what you could accomplish in just a couple days. 2 hours left. How many shots left do we have?
Well, dude, I think 7. No. Okay. No, 1. 1 to
Where are you, Goggers?
We shot this in my porch yesterday. It makes 0 sense. I can't believe it. Keep in mind, when we started filming 2 days ago, we didn't know what we could pull off. So we're just happy that it's all piecing together. That being said, we basically need to finish right now. It's come down to this. The final shot is rendering right now on the way to the airport. We got it. All right, that was too close for comfort, but here's our recreation. All right, that's it for this video. If you want to watch another one, this one's pretty good. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So, thanks for watching.
There's power in the
How do I change the thumbnail?
City of Phoenix. There's no application fee, entrance exam, or obligation to enroll. We'll even request your transcripts at no additional charge when possible. We believe higher education is for anyone, so we're making it accessible for everyone. Discover the power of no at University of Phoenix.
I don't have time to go around and
Okay, I guess this